You've never heard the story I'm bringing you today before. Nick and Adam fight over Sally's. The Young and the Restless spoilers show that there is going to be an epic fight coming soon between Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, and Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, over the paternity of Sally Spectra's, Courtney Hope, unborn child. While there is already an internal struggle going on, we think there is going to be a big explosion between the brothers as they both love Sally, and want to be with her, and depending on who is the father is likely a big deciding factor in who will be with her. We doubt that Nick would want to stay with her if Adam was the father and vice versa. That would get even messier than what already has happened. Want more of The Young and the Restless? Get updates on the latest news about The Young and the Restless, straight to your inbox. We use your personal data for interest-based advertising, as outlined in our privacy. The Young and the Restless, an explosion of anger and confusion. Just as Nick and Adam were starting to get along again, after Nick rescued Adam from the tornado in Kansas and Adam returned to give a kidney to Faith Newman, Raylan Castor, their brotherhood was once again pushed to the limits. What is this? Report ad. No matter what they do to help each other and maintain a friendly environment, something like this always happens that pits them against each other, and I think fans are tired of watching them constantly be at each other's throats. Unfortunately, it's where we are again, and this confusion is going to end with a bang. Y&R spoilers, Adam Newman and Nick Newman fight. A fight between the brothers is inevitable, and ultimately it may be all for naught, as there are rumors that Sally may be seeking to put a premature end to her pregnancy. It would be another real-world topic that the show would tackle, and would be an incredibly delicate storyline to tell. Either way, Y&R spoilers show that Nick and Adam are bound to throw down and get in each other's faces again. Just as they did with Sharon Rosales, Sharon Case, so many times before. It really is an old story, and there was absolutely no reason to have Sally sleep with Nick when she did, but the writers don't have any of their own ideas. Instead, they rely on rewatching old episodes and taking the same storylines and rewriting them. Nick and Adam fight over Sally's future on The Young and the Restless. Old rivalries ignite and hearts shatter in Genoa City. The rivalry between Nick and Adam Newman is as old as their complicated family legacy, but this time, the battle between brothers reaches an explosive new level, and it all revolves around one woman, Sally Spectra. In Genoa City, where loyalty shifts like the wind and every choice has consequences, the tension surrounding the Newman brothers and their fiery connection to Sally is ready to erupt. Fans of The Young and the Restless know that when Nick and Adam go head-to-head, nothing is off-limits. And now, with Sally standing at the heart of their feud, the stakes have never been higher. What began as a tug-of-war for affection could spiral into a war for control, pride, and redemption, and in true Newman fashion, it won't end quietly. Sally Spectra has always been more than just a love interest. She's a force, a woman who rebuilt herself from ruin and found a place among Genoa City's elite through pure determination. But as she tries to navigate the deep emotional scars left by losing her child, Sally finds herself torn between two brothers who can't seem to let go of the past. Nick's steady presence offers her comfort, compassion, and a sense of peace she's never known. Adam, however, represents the passion and danger that still burns within her, a love that feels like fire and destruction all at once. Now, both brothers are ready to draw lines in the sand, and Sally is once again caught in the crossfire. The feud reignited when Adam, still tormented by guilt and longing, made another attempt to win Sally back. He's never been one to accept defeat, especially when it comes to love, and seeing Sally moving on with Nick has pushed him to his limit. His charm has always been dangerous, but now it's mixed with desperation. When Adam showed up unannounced at Sally's new design studio, tensions flared instantly. Sally, trying to maintain professionalism, asked him to leave, but Adam couldn't resist bringing up their shared past, the baby they lost, the connection that never truly died. The moment was heartbreaking yet explosive. Sally, visibly shaken, reminded him that she couldn't go back to a place filled with pain. But Adam's words, "You can't erase us, Sally," hung heavy in the air, echoing the truth she's tried to bury. Nick, learning about the confrontation, didn't stay silent for long. The protective side of him kicked in, and soon, he was storming into Adam's office at Newman Media demanding he back off. The exchange that followed was classic Newman: sharp words, raised voices, and years of resentment bubbling to the surface. Nick accused Adam of manipulating Sally's grief to his advantage, while Adam fired back that Nick was pretending to be her savior only to soothe his own conscience. Their shouting match could be heard across the office, a testament to how deep their rivalry runs. What's even more intense is that Victor Newman himself may soon intervene. The patriarch has always been aware of the dynamic between his sons, but now, with Sally becoming a point of division, he's reportedly preparing to step in. Victor knows better than anyone that when his sons are at war, the fallout can threaten more than just relationships, it can damage the Newman name itself. Insiders hint that Victor may call for a family meeting to remind both men that personal drama must never overshadow business. But even Victor's power may not be enough to contain what's coming. Sally, meanwhile, finds herself questioning everything. Her heart may still beat for Adam in quiet moments, but her trust lies with Nick. Yet, as the emotional tug-of-war continues, she starts to see cracks in her own resolve. A late-night encounter at Crimson Lights, where Adam found her alone sketching designs, reignited feelings she thought she'd buried. The two talked, calmly at first, but one small spark of emotion led to a lingering glance, then a charged silence that said more than words ever could. It didn't lead to a kiss, but it was close enough to remind Sally how conflicted she truly is. When Nick found out about that moment, it set off another round of fury. He confronted Sally, not out of control but out of fear that Adam still had a hold on her heart. Sally tried to explain that she was simply trying to find closure, but Nick's insecurities got the better of him. He knows Adam's persistence too well, and he's terrified that history will repeat itself. In a heartbreaking twist, Sally begins to feel trapped. She doesn't want to choose between the brothers, she wants to choose herself. Her career is gaining momentum again, her designs are catching the attention of major players, and she's determined not to let her personal life define her success. Yet, every time she takes a step forward, Adam and Nick seem to pull her back into their world of conflict and chaos. The situation escalates further when Newman Enterprises becomes entangled in a potential collaboration with one of Sally's business ventures. Adam uses his influence to push her proposal through, knowing it'll force Nick to work closely with both of them. The move sends Nick over the edge. He accuses Adam of using corporate strategy to manipulate Sally's heart, while Adam insists he's just helping her achieve her dreams. But behind his confident facade, Adam's motives are far from simple. He truly believes he can win her back, even if it means destroying his brother in the process. Meanwhile, Chloe Mitchell, Sally's best friend and voice of reason, steps in to warn her about the danger of getting caught between the Newmans again. Chloe's words hit hard. She reminds Sally of how much she's grown and urges her to set boundaries once and for all. "You can't heal if you keep reopening the same wound," Chloe tells her, a line that resonates deeply with Sally. But even as she vows to move on, fate seems to have other plans. In the coming weeks, whispers around Genoa City suggest that Sally's next design showcase could become the stage for another Newman showdown. Nick plans to attend to support her, while Adam's name is already on the guest list thanks to his involvement in the deal. With both brothers in the same room, emotions are sure to boil over. Fans are speculating whether a physical altercation might erupt in front of everyone, reigniting the old Newman rivalry in spectacular fashion. The deeper question, however, remains: what does Sally truly want? For all her independence and strength, she's been through hell and back emotionally. The loss of her child with Adam created a scar that never fully healed, and Nick's steady love has been a balm for that pain. Yet, passion doesn't always fade just because it hurts. Adam's connection with Sally is undeniable, and even she can't escape the gravity of it. What if she still loves him, even after everything? What if her future lies not with safety but with risk? That's the crossroads Sally stands at, and it's one that could reshape her entire future in Genoa City. Behind the scenes, the Newman family is bracing for the fallout. Victoria, ever the strategist, warns Nick to keep his focus on work and not let emotions interfere with business. Nikki, meanwhile, sympathizes with Sally but quietly wishes the woman would distance herself from both brothers before more damage is done. Victor, the ever-watchful patriarch, reportedly plans to take matters into his own hands to stop this feud from tearing the family apart once again. And when Victor Newman decides to act, Genoa City listens. As the story unfolds, viewers can expect high-stakes confrontations, emotional breakdowns, and moments of raw vulnerability that remind fans why The Young and the Restless remains one of daytime's most powerful dramas. Sally's choices will ripple across the Newman empire, testing loyalties, exposing truths, and redefining what love and power mean in Genoa City. Whether Nick and Adam realize it or not, Sally Spectra has become more than just a prize in their rivalry. She's the key to their personal redemption or ultimate downfall. As the weeks ahead unfold, one thing is certain: the Newman brothers' war for Sally's heart is far from over. And in a city built on ambition, betrayal, and love that never dies, this fight could change everything. Y&R spoilers: Adam Newman and Nick Newman fight. The battle between brothers erupts over Sally, and the future of the Newman legacy. Genoa City is about to be rocked once again by the stormy and volatile relationship between brothers Adam Newman and Nick Newman. The long-simmering feud between these two powerful sons of Victor Newman is reaching a dangerous boiling point, and this time, it's not just about love, it's about power, pride, and the lasting shadow of their father's empire. Fans of The Young and the Restless know that Adam and Nick's rivalry runs deeper than any simple family disagreement. It's a clash of philosophies, emotions, and egos, two men raised under the same legendary father, yet molded into entirely different people. And when emotions collide, especially over Sally Spectra, sparks turn into a full-blown inferno. The latest episodes reveal that Adam and Nick are on the verge of their most explosive fight yet. Sally, who remains at the center of their emotional tug-of-war, has once again reignited tensions neither brother seems capable of controlling. Adam's relentless pursuit of her love has never truly faded, and Nick's steady presence in her life continues to challenge everything Adam believes he deserves. But this fight goes far beyond romance. It's a symbol of everything the Newman brothers stand for, and everything they've lost. Adam Newman is a man constantly fighting for recognition. Despite his brilliance, drive, and ambition, he's always been seen as the outsider. No matter how many times he proves himself, there's a part of Victor, and the Newman family, that still doubts his loyalty. That resentment, buried deep for years, is now bubbling back to the surface as Adam feels increasingly cornered. On the other side is Nick, the brother who has always represented the moral compass of the family. He's calm, grounded, and loyal to the Newman name, but even he isn't without flaws. His relationship with Sally has made him vulnerable, emotional, and, for the first time in a long while, jealous. Nick's rivalry with Adam used to revolve around business ethics and family loyalty, but now it's personal in a way that cuts to the core. When Sally tried to set boundaries and distance herself from the Newman chaos, she didn't anticipate that her actions would only fuel the fire. Adam, unable to let go, began reaching out more frequently, text messages, unannounced visits, and emotional appeals that shook Sally's composure. Nick, learning about this, confronted Adam at Crimson Lights in what quickly turned into a heated showdown. Witnesses said the argument was fierce, with years of pent-up anger spilling into the open. Adam accused Nick of being a hypocrite, claiming he hides behind his good guy image while doing exactly what Adam does, only with more self-righteousness. Nick, in turn, accused Adam of manipulating Sally's grief and taking advantage of her vulnerability. The two men nearly came to blows before Sharon Rosales intervened, reminding them both that fighting in public was beneath them. But the fight didn't end there. It only went underground. Back at Newman Enterprises, their rivalry deepened as Adam began making strategic moves in the company that clearly targeted Nick's position. Using his sharp intellect and cunning instincts, Adam found ways to undercut Nick's authority, exploiting gaps in communication and subtly undermining his projects. When Victor caught wind of the tension, he didn't react immediately. The mustache knows his sons well, and he's seen their battles before. But this one feels different. This isn't just a squabble, it's a war that could tear the Newman family apart from within. Victor's patience, however, is not infinite, and sources suggest he's planning to step in with one of his signature family interventions. Yet even Victor may not be able to control what's coming next. In private, Adam has been confiding in Chelsea Lawson about his frustration. Though their romantic history is complicated, Chelsea still understands Adam in ways few others can. She's warned him that going after Nick out of spite will only backfire, but Adam's emotions are running high. "He's taken everything from me," Adam reportedly says in one upcoming scene. "My father's respect, my place in this family, and now the woman I love." Meanwhile, Nick is beginning to see how much damage this feud is doing to Sally. He's torn between protecting her and giving her the freedom to make her own choices, but every time Adam appears, his composure cracks. Sally, for her part, is exhausted. She's been through heartbreak, loss, and the struggle to rebuild her identity. She doesn't want to be the wedge between two brothers, but no matter how hard she tries to distance herself, they keep pulling her back in. In a powerful scene expected soon, Sally reportedly tells both brothers to back off, reminding them that she's not a prize to be won. Her fiery independence shines through as she demands that they focus on themselves instead of fighting over her. But whether her words will have any lasting effect remains to be seen. Behind the emotional chaos lies another layer of intrigue, business warfare. Adam's growing influence at Newman Media and Nick's position at Newman Enterprises create a volatile overlap where personal grudges can easily turn into corporate sabotage. When Adam begins leaking small pieces of insider information to sway investors toward his own projects, Nick quickly realizes what's happening. The confrontation that follows is expected to be one of the most intense scenes of the season. "You're crossing a line," Nick warns his brother, but Adam fires back with venom. "I was never on your side of it to begin with." The room reportedly erupts into shouting, with both men breaking through years of pent-up resentment. At one point, Adam mocks Nick's relationship with Sally, suggesting she'll eventually see through his hero act and come back to the one man who truly understands her. That's the moment Nick loses his cool, lunging at his brother in a scene that shocks everyone in the office. Though the physical fight is quickly broken up by Victor and Nikki, the emotional damage is already done. Victor's reaction to the brawl is chillingly calm. He doesn't shout, he simply looks at both of his sons and says, "You're tearing this family apart." Again. The silence that follows is heavy, but beneath Victor's disappointment lies calculation. He knows both Adam and Nick have strong qualities that could benefit the Newman Empire, but not if they destroy each other first. Rumors suggest Victor might soon make a dramatic decision to separate their paths entirely, possibly by sending one of them away from the company or assigning a rival project that will test their loyalty and integrity. Meanwhile, Sally's story takes another emotional turn. After witnessing the fallout of the brothers' feud, she begins to question whether being tied to the Newman men will ever bring her peace. Despite her deep feelings, she starts to pull away, focusing on her fashion brand and reclaiming her independence. Yet even as she distances herself, both Nick and Adam struggle to let go. Adam's obsession deepens, while Nick's desire to protect her grows into something almost paternal, a dangerous emotional imbalance that could lead to more heartbreak. Genoa City hasn't seen this level of Newman chaos in years, and fans can't look away. The brothers' fight is not just a story about love, it's about legacy, ego, and the lasting scars of being Victor Newman's sons. Adam has always felt like the outsider, constantly seeking validation he never truly receives. Nick, meanwhile, has lived under the pressure of being the family's moral leader, but even he can't escape the darkness that comes from being a Newman. Their fight is symbolic of something larger, the eternal battle between power and conscience, between ambition and compassion, between the desire to prove oneself and the need to do what's right. And as the storyline intensifies, one thing becomes clear: there may not be a true winner in this war. The fallout could lead to Adam once again turning his back on the Newman family, possibly leaving town or striking out on his own to create a rival company. Nick, meanwhile, could find himself questioning his place in both the family and his relationship with Sally. The repercussions of their fight could change the Newman dynasty forever. The Young and the Restless has always thrived on family feuds and emotional betrayals, but this one feels deeply personal, raw, and unpredictable. As the weeks ahead unfold, fans can expect powerful confrontations, shocking twists, and emotional reckonings that push both Adam and Nick to their limits. The Newman brothers are at war again, and in Genoa City, no war comes without casualties. Sally Spectra, Victor Newman, and even the Newman legacy itself may be the collateral damage. The fight between Adam and Nick is more than a clash of brothers, it's a defining moment in the ongoing saga of what it truly means to be a Newman.